Today on the Late Night Gamer podcast, Andy has beaten Blueprints and another surprise game. Stephen has beaten another horror game. And my love story with Rematch continues. Let's discuss all this and more on the Late Night Gamer podcast. Welcome back to the Late Night Gamer podcast. I'm your host, Welchy, and joining me tonight, as always, is Mr. Pop Figures himself, Andy.
Hello, guys. Yeah, pleasure to be back, and hopefully a more positive podcast this time around.
Yeah, we've literally just come off the back of our Black Ops 7 review, which if you haven't watched, go and watch it. If you don't like Call of Duty, you're going to like the episode. And we're also joined, as always, by our resident horror expert, Stephen.
Yes, hello guys. It's lovely to be back and nice to be able to talk about some more upbeat games. But we've kind of had like a therapy session in our last podcast, so just go and check it out. It's definitely a very different Late Night Gamer podcast episode to our usual stuff that we do.
This will probably be more like positive therapy, so like two different kind of therapy sessions.
Yeah, two different therapy sessions tonight, guys.
So tonight we are discussing a variety of different games. However, we will be getting a full review of one of them, being Blueprints, from Andy. But before we do that, I do want to do a quick game.
Hey.
I am going to name 5 different games.
They better not be COD games.
I want you to order them in release order.
Oh,
so it will not be Call of Duty because you'll figure that out.
Spot on.
We'll see. So, are you ready? So,
Let's
say release order. Number 1 being the game that came out first.
Okay.
And number 5 being the one that came out most recently.
Yeah. Okay.
Game number 1. Sonic Colors.
Oh, I know where this is going. I already know where this is fucking going.
Let's just say you could just write down the second name because game number 2 is Sonic Heroes.
You little fucker.
I know. I could tell. It is the common thing, Welchy, that these are all Sonic the Hedgehog video games.
Correct. Game number 3 is Sonic Forces. Game number 4 is Sonic Unleashed. And game number 5 is Sonic Mania.
So sorry, Sonic Unleashed and then Sonic Mania.
Yes. So they're the 5 games. I need you to order them in release order. For the benefit of anyone listening, I'll repeat them, and maybe you two want me to repeat them as well. So the first one was Sonic Colors, then Sonic Heroes, then Sonic Forces, then Sonic Unleashed, and then Sonic Mania.
Did you say number 1 is the oldest and number 5 the recent?
Yes.
Yeah. You haven't done what you done with the movies yesterday, have you?
I have not, because I would not do that twice in a row.
Yeah,
I promise you that. So anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about in the movie podcast, I do this game as well. And I kind of tricked Andy and Stephen. So you can go and watch that one.
Yeah.
What episode is that? What did we do yesterday on the movie podcast? I forgot already.
The 1-year anniversary.
But it wasn't that episode. It was the Uncut Gems review.
Oh, that was it.
I gave them 5 movies to order as well. Are you guys ready?
Almost.
Yeah.
Andy, then do you want to go first?
Yep, I've got this spot on. I know exactly when all these games came out. So number 1 is Sonic Mania.
Hang on. Mania, yeah.
Number 2 is Sonic Forces.
Yeah.
Colors.
Yeah.
Heroes.
Yeah.
And Sonic Unleashed.
Okay, Stephen.
So I have gone with Sonic Forces first.
Okay.
Oh.
Sonic Colors.
Okay.
Sonic Heroes, which I believe is the only one that I'm going to give a stab at. The year 2003, I think is when it came out. Oh, because I love Sonic Heroes.
Okay, I'm gonna
Not
write
that I'm
that
going to get
down.
any bonus points, but just, yeah, I'm curious if I've got that right. And then Sonic Unleashed, and then finally Sonic Mania.
Oh, Stephen.
Interesting how you've got Mania in the opposite positions, first and fifth.
Yeah, I'm
True.
wavering. I can't work out if I've gone the right way or the wrong way with that.
So this is very interesting.
Is it going to be your repeat 0 and 1
I can
3 times
confirm
in a row?
that it is 0 and 1. One of you
Really?
have
Oh
got
my
one correct.
god.
One of you have got 0 correct.
Oh god.
Who
Is
is it
Stephen
gonna
going to get
be?
3-1-0s in a row?
Is he
We
doing
are
a
very
Leicester
good at this.
City in 2016?
Because he keeps choosing bloody weird games.
I'm just double checking my stats, and it's definitely 1-0. The winner is Andy.
Hey, I finally got it.
Hey!
I hope it's Sonic Mania as well.
It is not Mania. So
Ah, damn it.
the
Unleashed
oldest,
then, probably.
the oldest game is a 2003 title, Stephen. Sonic
Oh.
Heroes.
Oh, wow. So you got the
Oh,
year
okay.
right.
I've
But
got.
You
Do I
got the
get?
year
when I
Do we
bang
think
get a
on,
point for
2000.
that?
but you put it
Is there a
third.
point?
Uh,
Is there a point
No,
in there?
that's not a point.
yeah, you put it third. That's not a point, no.
Yeah. Okay. That's still really impressive that I got the year bang on.
It is, but I'm surprised you thought of 2003 and thought that would be the middle one. I know
I
Sonic's
thought
been
like
going on forever, but
yeah. So the way that I thought is that there was going to be like two like 90s titles there.
fine.
Then
Yeah.
Sonic Heroes is third, and then the other two more recent.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was completely nutty wrong, but
Well, I didn't want to have
I thought,
like Sonic 1 and 2 in there because you would
no, I
know when to
wanted you to
put
say
them.
Sonic Advance because
That
that's
was also too obvious.
1997.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I know when that came out.
So second was Sonic Unleashed.
Okay.
You both got that way off.
Yeah,
Third
definitely.
is Andy's correct answer, Sonic Colors, which
Hey,
came
there
out
we
in
go.
2010.
Oh
Damn.
fuck!
And then this was not a trick, but this one was tough because 4 and 5 come out 3 months apart.
Okay.
Sonic Mania come out in August 2017, and Sonic Forces come out in November 2017.
There's like
I
so many Sonic games.
yeah,
It's like you could add another 20 to that list if you wanted to.
I thought Sonic Mania came out like much before then. I thought it was an old title. So the
It's
fact that
a
that came out while I was
older
in
looking
college.
title. It's pixel based, I believe. But it was
Ah,
released
okay.
recently, and they've used older graphics.
So it wasn't like a remaster or anything. It was just a new
It's a
game, but they
full
used
release,
the
yeah,
old.
I believe so.
Okay,
I don't play Sonic,
that's
so
interesting.
don't quote me on that, but I believe so.
I'm glad you went for that set of games because as soon as you said, yeah, I know what Steven is like with years and with games and movies and stuff. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh God, this could be a wipe. But yeah,
I was trying to think of a game series that has loads of random titles, which everyone's going to forget which years they
yeah.
come out. And I
Oh,
thought
yeah, I didn't know
Sonic must have
anything.
it. And I looked on Wikipedia. I was like, wow, they definitely do.
It's like 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Well
man,
done,
makes me
Andy.
miss Sonic Heroes.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna give myself a pat on the back for getting the year bang on. I think that's worth celebrating.
That was impressive, but obviously
No points.
doesn't get you any points.
Yeah.
So,
Honourable.
Andy, I've done enough talking tonight so far in terms of mostly the Black Ops 7 podcast, but you have beaten Blueprints. How long did it take you in the end?
I want to say like 20 hours.
20 hours, okay.
Yeah, roughly.
Obviously, we've had your thoughts on this for the last few weeks, so we kind of know what you was thinking, but now you've beaten it, what do you think of the game, and what would you score out of 10?
Yeah, so I think most of what I've said about the game so far has been quite positive. Obviously, this being a free game that came out this year out of nowhere, and it was getting a lot of hype. Sort of, I know we've had our chats about it off air, talking about it and stuff. But yeah, Blueprint starts off where you know with the runs that you're not going to do it first run, so you sort of go into it thinking I'm not going to beat it first go, but I can sort of thing. And obviously I looked at the trophies and there's like trophies to do it within an hour, to do it in the first run, on day one. So essentially, obviously you build up your days when obviously Welchy, you call it day, you go on to day two, call
Yeah, I
it
should
day
say
three sort of
I
thing.
have started playing this since beating Black Ops 7. I started playing Blueprints. So it's essentially a puzzle game where you have been given the rights to this house, but to actually have the house, you have to solve
Yeah,
the granddad's. I think it's his granddad.
yeah, yeah.
He's
It
like
was his grandfather, definitely.
like made a puzzle in his house, and yeah, every time you go into the house, the rooms are in different places and stuff. It's a bit. That's the general premise.
It's Yeah, it's weird because when you explain it, you say to people like, "Oh yeah, each time you go through a door, like it's different rooms," but
Mm,
the way that it looks to how you explain it is like completely different to what I thought it was going to look like.
yeah,
I assumed it was going to be like a real, like it is a real house, but yeah, I just didn't see it being like that flat board with the five squares going
yeah,
up, and then you go through the door, you pick sort of what room you want it to be, and then sort of from there unlock another room, different puzzles and stuff. So I think it does start off a bit slow, just because unless you've already played this game before and then reset to day one, you're not going to be day one because there's so many things that you don't know about yet. And it's not until you get to a certain day where you start to unlock permanent stuff within the game. I know I helped you out with a few bits when you was playing Welchy that you might not have got that early on. But
yeah,
for me, it wasn't until I got to like day 15 before I started making real progress in terms of getting permanent unlocks and realizing there's probably things I could have unlocked earlier if I actually read all the things that are around the house. And that was on me. I don't particularly like going around and reading everything. So I feel like that's important in this game because there's a lot of details in it. And at certain points I thought there were certain items that didn't do anything. So like with the magnifying glass, at first when I got that, I was like, oh, what the hell's the point of that? But then you learn throughout the game that actually that can be used to unlock passwords, and there was something else that it was used for that came in handy. Um, but as the game went on, I started to find it a lot more fun, just because I was starting to unlock more puzzles, starting to understand the game a bit more, sort of understand where not the story was going. Like there was little hints about what the story was about. Once I completed it, I did Google and got this whole like, wow, I did not know it was like this whole campaign sort of story behind it, sort of thing. There's only one sort of real cut. Well, there's a couple cut scenes, but the main ones right at the end, which I thought was pretty cool. So I do wish they had more cutscenes throughout the game and stuff. Um, but yeah, I think I'd say I was around day 16 when I unlocked my main permanent thing, where then I was like, I can see a path, I can see my purpose in this game now, sort of thing. Whereas the first couple of runs, you're literally running through it to just learn and understand the basics of the game and stuff. Um, but once I started getting towards the end stages of the game and started to complete more puzzles within certain rooms, there's a couple of puzzles. Once you solve those, you start to feel like you're making real progress towards reaching the antechamber. So yeah, like you say, the purpose of this game is get to the antechamber, which is where you then have to do another puzzle to open another door within the antechamber, which is room 46. But that you have to work out a whole path there while also getting one of the levers to open the doors, build the right path. If you're watching someone play this game, I think it can be quite entertaining because you can build a path all the way to a lever, and there's three different ways that you can get levers because there's obviously three doors on the well, there's four doors on the antechamber, only three that you can get to. Um, and you have three different ways of unlocking those doors, but you could unlock one door that is the east door, for example, in the antechamber, but the main path that you've built is on the right hand side. So it's then like, shit, I've got a door, but the wrong path, and I've blocked that way off, so I can't get there now. So I know I'm gonna have to call that day, sort of thing. So it's quite fun, and like you're working it out in your head, like you're sort of trying to think of different strategies as you're doing each day, as you're doing each run. You're trying to think of different strategies. Like, what do I focus on first? Do I focus on building a path to the antechamber? Do I focus on trying to get the lever first? I feel like I got quite lucky at one point as well, because I got the basement key is what you sort of need. That's what you get from the antechamber, the basement key, and you need that to unlock a door. And I won't tell you where the door is, but because I don't think you've got that yet.
yeah,
But I got the basement key, and then I couldn't get to where I needed to get to use the key, just because I didn't have a path that way. And my only chance of thinking of like on my next run of sort of being a step ahead was I bought this item that allowed me to keep 2 items in my inventory. And it's two, you don't get to choose, it's completely random. And on that particular run, I was doing quite well. So I had like 20, 30 different items in my inventory. Maybe not that many, maybe that's been a bit over the top, but like 10 to 15 items. So I was thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, there's going to be no chance for me keeping that basement key. I load up the next day and I still had the basement key. So that was like a huge advantage for me because I now had the one item I needed from the antechamber. So I could just focus my path on going to where I know where the door is. So it's sort of all that working out, solving the puzzles. There were some where I wanted to complete the game, so I started to sort of Google a couple just to speed it up a bit. But if you actually look around and read everything, you can solve them. But yeah, it was a really fun game. I feel like it's a game that you have to go in and try and stick to it until a certain point at least, and then see how you feel after that point to see if you still enjoy it. But for a game that came out of nowhere, obviously I've got it on PS Plus, but I think it's like £15 to buy it anyway, so it's quite cheap. And yeah, the story's not really gripping. Like it doesn't. I don't think it tries to grip you on the story unless you're someone that really like goes into deep lore in games and stuff. But yeah, I just liked it as a fun puzzle game, trying to solve it, trying to get to the end. Once I got to a certain point, I was like, I need to beat this game. I want to beat it. I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I definitely recommend it to everyone to at least give this game a go.
Score out of 10, Andy.
My, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
8.5. So not quite as
Yeah,
amazing.
Sorry.
Amazing as a 9, so not quite amazing.
No, I think and it might just be me because there's probably a lot more I could have learned about the story from reading books in the library room and like other rooms and stuff. Like when I was searching it up afterwards, people were just like, there's like all this material in the game that I potentially just skipped over. And there's also end game stuff to this, so there's more stuff you can do after you complete it.
Yep.
So potentially if I played that and enjoyed that part as well, then maybe that'll bump it up. But I just think for me, the one thing it's lacking is sort of I really like the end cutscene, and I just wish they had more of that throughout the game because I feel like that would have helped tell the story better for at least me.
Yep.
So that's why sort of it's got if the story and the cutscenes, if there's more cutscenes, potentially it would have been a 9, maybe even hitting the 10. Maybe the end stuff would take it up to the 10 because there's one part where you get to the lever to reveal door 46, and where that lever is, there's like another 7 doors. So I was thinking, I hope I don't get to room 46 and then there's all this stuff that I still need to do, because I was thinking, shit, I've just like spent 20 hours trying to complete and solve all these puzzles and complete this game, and I'm seeing 7 doors there that are locked and I can't get through. You better not send me back down here to like deal with these doors. But luckily that is part of the end game stuff, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what that includes.
Yeah. Cool. As I said, I've started playing it. I'm 2 hours in, 3 days in, I think, maybe 4. I think 3.
I need to go and check what day I finished on.
Yeah, at the moment I'm struggling to find real enjoyment from it. I'm hoping the more I do, if I do decide to continue, the more I do, the more I get into it. I think it did help when you was on the stream, Andy, like give me a few pointers. But I have played since without you, and it was fine. It's just I need something to grab me, and it hasn't grabbed me yet, which I hope it will.
Yeah, I feel that's like what I'm saying when you get to that certain day where there's a room called the Foundation, which I can't remember how you get it, or if I just happen to come across it. Like I feel like once you get to certain days and you haven't done certain things, it'll just like chuck those rarer things out at you, and then it's like, okay, we're going to take you a step forward now, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like once you get to that step, that's when it will potentially hook you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was because I told you there's a puzzle in the break room and I couldn't remember how to do it. Have you done that yet?
No.
The break. Yes,
I mean, I got it all purple, but I didn't do anything after that.
Yeah, so there's something that you do to that afterwards, and I can't remember what it was. There is a page in one of the rooms somewhere that tells you about that and what to do, but I can't remember where I found it.
I
It
did
might be that
figure
you end
out
up just
there was
YouTubing
the
it.
you
But
you told me that the code for the safe and it didn't work when I went back there.
yeah,
I then went
yeah.
to another room and there was a piece of paper that said the blue memos are telling the truth and the red memos are lying to you.
Oh,
And that
okay.
code was on the
Yeah.
red memo. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
you
That's red one.
fucker.
Yeah,
So it's not the code.
yeah,
So it
yeah.
is
Because obviously in
clever.
this game, yeah,
It's
that's what. Yeah, that's what's smart about it.
yeah,
It's clever.
but I need to decide whether it's one I knuckle down and get it done, or if I'd rather play something else, which I'll probably have to decide this week, to be honest, because we're running out of time
Yeah.
to the end of the year. Dispatch I want to play.
If you're streaming it and I'm available, then I'll try and jump in, and
Yeah,
you'll probably be able to complete it a lot faster if I'm obviously helping you out. It depends on whether you like want help
yeah.
solving those puzzles
I
or
don't
not.
want you to
But
obviously finish it for me, but like just like little
yeah,
pointers here and there. But um,
yeah.
no, good review. 8.5 is your I'm tired with score wise with Sword of the Sea. You gave Sword of the Sea an 8.5 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
Two
obviously
very
they're
different
both
games.
very different games. Sort of see obviously got it for its story and
Yeah,
artistic look.
yeah,
Whereas I think this is a clever, smart game. And if you're someone that likes puzzle
yeah.
games, you'll really enjoy this and trying to figure things out.
Stephen, you said
Mm.
in a message on WhatsApp that you finished a random PC or horror game, which I was shocked
Yes.
at. Um, what one is it?
So I have completed, and let me just say, I'm not a PC gamer, but I had two of our friends around, and he actually brought his entire PC gaming setup to
Wow.
my house. So we basically were playing firstly Fortnite. So I was playing Fortnite on PS5 Pro. He was playing on his PC, and it was like an unreal experience, sort of having somebody playing. We're playing duos
Yeah,
with
next
two
to each other.
identical
Yeah.
setups. Yeah, it was bizarre. I basically where I have my work computer, I basically just removed everything from the desk, and was like, there you go, because I was like, are you sure like that's gonna fit in my room? And it turned out that it did. So that was really cool. And then our friend was like, you love horror, and I've always said that as always I'm be on console, but the best horror games are on computer. The few that I have done in the past I've really enjoyed. So he said for me to play a game called Amenti, which I don't know if you've heard of. Um, it's
I haven't.
uh, it's a more sort of linear horror game experience where basically you're this, I want to say like roving reporter. So it kind of gave me like Outlast vibes.
The one that's in
Where
ancient Egypt.
yeah, so you basically go into the undergrounds of the Egyptian pyramids, and you're not able to fight. You basically just are able to turn lights on, interact with stuff, and your mission is essentially explore the pyramids, find out what's going on. Because a lot of people have gone into these pyramids and then had never been seen again. Why the fuck you would want to go into somewhere like that? I was already at that point going, no, absolutely not. Why would you be here? And then the further down you go to the pyramids, more and more stuff starts to happen. And I absolutely loved this experience. Like I had my light off and I was just immersed. I had the headphones on. My friends were actually they got recorded some footage, which is going to go up on my TikTok in the next few days. I wanted to do the review first because there's some funny moments. My friend kind of knew when things were going to happen, so they had it sort of ready. There's one moment in particular where I'm commentating and stating, "Oh, well, they're dead. That's absolutely fine." And I learned very quickly that absolutely it wasn't absolutely fine. So it was nice and chill. And what I really kind of liked was that there would be moments. So you would have a camera and you would take pictures of like the tombs or like the pharaohs. And when you took a picture, something would change. So like a statue's head would slightly turn, or a dog's like position on the statue would be here, and then it would like for the audios it would be like ahead of me. You take the picture, and then it turns to your left. And then sometimes it would then open like a secret passageway, or a door would open that wasn't there before. Because I'd be sitting there going, well, where am I meant to go? I've looked around everywhere. I can't find out where my next bit is. But once you interact with everything, it would then open up for you. And there was a couple of moments where I got killed, but again, it took you back to the moment just before. And then at the end, it popped up saying that I had completed the game in an hour and 25 minutes. which I think there was a trophy on, because like PC have got achievements as well,
Steam,
which I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
even know. Yeah, which I think it's like completed in like 20 minutes. I was like, how the fuck did someone do that? I think you probably could do it if you knew where everything was, if you'd done it maybe multiple times. But this game made me jump. It made me jump a lot. I had quite a number of drinks as well at that point, so I was probably reacted a bit more because I wasn't drunk, but I was in a nice chilled out sort of setting. And there's just so many great horror games on PC. It would be the only reason potentially that I would dip into it. I didn't actually have to use the keyboard. I was able to plug in one of my many PS5 controllers and was using that. So that was nice and simple. Although it did feel really weird using a PS5 controller that had no DualSense capabilities, because I always play with DualSense on. So I didn't like that. I was like thinking, Andy, how the fuck do you play without DualSense? Because like, no, that is, I don't like it. I will never like it. So please don't take DualSense away from the PlayStation controllers. But it was just so immersive. It was so detailed. I think with like horror games on console, because sometimes they have to adhere to the mainstream, they don't always have like the attention to detail. So like Outlast is a perfect example of having that. But I have played other horror games that don't necessarily go to those sorts of real levels of immersion that I feel like a PC game gives you. I don't know why, but I just feel like PC horror games are a cut above everything else. There's other games that I really want to try out. Like I've always wanted to play the Mortuary Assistant. I've seen like YouTubers stream it, and it looks just like absolutely wild. But I was playing it at like 1:30 in the morning, and my friends left my house just before 3 a.m. because I was just so immersed in it. But then I had to play a game a fortnight after, because I was like, I'm not like, I've got a few drinks in me. I've just played a horror game. I need something a bit more lighter before I go to bed. Otherwise, I'm just going to be laying there in bed, imagining that I'm in like this, in Egypt, roaming the Egyptian sort of pyramids, which nobody wants to do. But yeah, really enjoyed it.
Just so I've been listening, but I've been checking to see if my laptop will play the Amenti game. Think it will. I don't want to spend money on
Okay.
something that won't work. Do you know what I mean? Because that's a waste. But I think my laptop might just be able to handle it. And because it sounds great, it sounds fun, and I've seen some of the pictures I've looked at. It looks good.
It is good.
But the Mortuary Assistant apparently is on PlayStation.
Oh, is it?
Okay.
Oh, okay. I
Apparently,
might have to have a look.
I can see
I
it
might have
here.
to
It
have a look
says
at
it's on
that.
PlayStation. So
It's just this idea of that you're basically, your job is similar to what you have to do in Amenti, where you're just prepping a dead body
Yeah.
for, what you have to do in the morgue. And the shit that again kicks off from that, I've only seen the first like part when it was a trial.
Yeah.
Apparently the full game is absolutely nuts. So if
So
I can
I think it
get it,
came to
then
PlayStation last year. So years after the PC version.
yeah.
But apparently it's now available. I'll check actually see on my phone, because that's actually, it shouldn't be a difference between US and here, but
No, it's might be a good time to get it as well if it's on a Black Friday sale.
Friday.
Because
Yeah,
I know there's lots
potentially.
of
Yeah.
there's lots of sales going on at the moment. But yeah, I mean, it was a campaign that I never thought I was going to play this year. So kind of happened out of the blue, and I'm just so glad that I got to experience that. I mean, it was, as someone who loves horror, it got me.
So for video listeners, I'm trying to show everyone,
Oh yeah.
audio listeners, the Mortuary Assistant is on
Oh, it's
there.
on there.
You can't see the price. Oh, £17.
Oh, it's
£17.
oh wow.
No offer at the moment.
Officially, it's Black Friday this Friday, isn't it? So
I
they
might
might
have
add
a
more
They might
yeah.
add more. Yeah.
I'd happily pay that anyway. That's a great price. And if it's not too long of a game, I should be able to fill it in
Well,
and add
Stephen,
that
the
to
resident horror
my
expert,
list.
should have played it by now, I think. But yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
know. It's terrible, isn't it? In terms of like where I am now with sort of like my campaign, I mean, I'm for Ghost Theory, I'm 7 missions away from the end, so I'm close to it. Obviously, I have put it on the back burner for Call of Duty, and I want to get Battlefield 6 done, and then my aim will be, because I've got Terrify, the arcade game, coming in a couple of weeks, and Split Fiction needs to be done as well before. So I've got a number of games in the pipeline, but I'll look into Mortuary System, because if it's like what Amenti was,
Yeah,
then that'd be great.
I would say focus on split fiction before that.
Yeah, it's because obviously it's just timing with our friend James. We've got to have time because we're always so
Course.
busy at this moment,
Yeah.
and we've got to come together. So we're looking at probably like the next couple of weeks. So like Battlefield 6 isn't too long. I don't imagine Terrifier being too long. And the Mortuary Assistant as well, I don't think is too long in terms of its running time. So before, because once I start split fiction, that will be what my focus will be. But better if it will get done before we get to Game of the Year.
Apparently, the
Sure.
Mortuary Assistant is 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
For the main game,
Yeah.
100% completion can take 20. Jesus Christ.
20 hours, Jesus.
Must be side stuff.
That might be a fun platinum to do at a later point if that is the case.
Andy, you have played a horror
Yes,
game this week.
I have. Yeah.
I know what you've played. I know what you've beaten. Stephen doesn't. Do you want to reveal what you've been playing?
So, Welchy recommended a game to you, Stephen, to play, and you haven't played it, but I decided to complete it. And it's called Still Awaits the Deep. And
Oh yeah.
PlayStation Plus this week or this month.
yeah, very fun game. Obviously, horror games aren't my usual go-to sort of genre. But yeah, no, I had a really fun time with this. It was definitely another good recommendation from you, Welchy. Luckily, it's a short game as well, around 5 hours or so. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Obviously, you're on an oil rig to begin with. When I didn't know what the monsters were, when you first sort of go down the rig, basically, when it first happens, I was like, oh, what the fuck are these? Like, what the fuck is it? What is the main monster or enemy, or whatever? Because you just hear all the stuff through the headphones and stuff. I was like, I was freaking out. There's a part where you're like, the rig is like filling up with water, or there's like a water part. It's like pitch black. You're walking through. Obviously, you have a torch, and I can hear something. And I'm like, oh fuck that! I don't like this. I was like, I didn't know where to go either because that bit's like quite closed off. Compared to some of the other parts in the game. I do like the fact actually when I loaded up the game for the first time, it gives you the option to have like the yellow paint and stuff, which games use.
Okay, yeah.
So I had the yellow paint on because I quite like when games do that. So it sort of shows you where to go. And there's also a feature to turn on hints if you want to use those. So I did play with those on just to make it a
Speed
bit
it up,
easier.
yeah.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it was a really fun story. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I thought. Um, yeah, obviously I don't want to give too much away in terms of the story, but
No, I'm gonna play it.
it was really fun. I did really enjoy it. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed your character that you play as. I
Yeah.
enjoyed like the sort of why you're there on the rig and the backstory and everything that happens with that and how it ends as well with that whole story.
Yeah.
But I thought the monsters could have been a bit, or if you want to call them monsters, I thought they could have been a bit scarier in terms of the way that they look.
Interesting.
I just thought, because it's the same thing with movies. I always say it, like once you see what it is, it doesn't scare me so much. And don't get me wrong, there were certain parts where, because obviously for each character in the game, that sort of monster is different. So there were certain ones where it popped out, I was like, what the fuck is that? And when you can't see it, and you obviously have that you sort of have that spider sense thing, don't you, where it's close. So there's certain parts where I'm hiding and that's like going up on my screen. I'm like, get the fuck away from me. And there was obviously a few times when I jumped in this where I'm like, I can't see it. I start to move and all of a sudden I just die. And it obviously like the screen changes like, oh fuck. And Beth was recording me at certain points. But yeah, no, it's a really fun game. I thought it was a good balance of you sort of go when you're going inside the rig, and then there's parts where you're sort of on the outside of the rig. I
Yeah.
sort of got that respite, I guess, where you're like you're like
Isn't there
deep
one
down in the
part where
rig.
there's a massive enemy outside though?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
But because it was outside and then that bit was like brighter,
Yeah, I was less scared
I
of
didn't
him.
mind it so much. And as the game went on, I started to get used to like what to do in terms of sort of hiding in the vents and stuff. And sort of I took my panic levels down a bit. So like when I first started playing it, I was a bit more jumpy, trying to figure out what's going on, getting scared by the darkness, the noises, the monsters before I could actually see them. But as the game went on and I saw them, I was like, okay, I know what you are. You're not scared. In my head, I'm saying this. You're not scary anymore. I'm gonna navigate my way around you.
Jesus Christ, Andy.
You're not gonna get me. But yeah, so I like the part. But then there's like a part where it's like I can't remember which part of the rig you're in. And I was like, you went down to this part. I think it was engineering. It's like you go down to there, and then it's like, oh, the only way out is by going down to platoons or something. I was like, I could go further down in this fucking place. I was like, please, no, I wanted to go back up, to go back to the light, and it's making me go back. It's making me go even further down into like more darkness and stuff. I was like, oh god,
Oh my
here we
God.
go. But yeah, obviously with the different characters and stuff, I thought it was the ones that obviously get taken over. I'll say it was cool, like seeing that. Like, although I didn't find it scary, like the way that they looked and stuff once they got taken over, I was like, that is like freaky. Especially Rennick, the main boss.
The main one, yeah.
Did you say that
He
this is
was
on PlayStation Plus this month?
Yeah,
It's in
it's
the
free to
catalog,
download.
right?
In PlayStation Extra, I think.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
catalog one, yeah. So
Okay.
it'll be there longer than a month.
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's I'll make sure I add it to my library because it is one that I've been meaning to, but there's just so many games to play at the moment and like movies and stuff, it just escaped me. But cool, look
Yeah.
at you, Andy, playing some horror games for a change.
No, yeah, it was really fun. I thought the dialogue was good. The characters were fun and good. Just like the stories between them were like good as well.
I
Obviously,
basically just
great characters.
browbeated Andy into loving horror through dragging into many horror movies in the cinema. Now it's horror video games. You're going to be like the backup horror expert in no time.
I like the what they done with like the telephones. I like the way that they made it intense with the R2 and the L2 in terms of like when you're going over certain parts. I don't know if you remember Welchy, but like when you're falling, it'll quickly say press L2 to like hold on, and they quickly chuck that on, and you have like a small window to like hold on to it. Otherwise, you're gonna fall.
Yeah, this is the game. I'm sure it's this game where like there's like a long. I'm sure it's this game. I don't know how to explain it. A long bridge going out to sea, and you have to go to the end of it, and then something happens out there, and you have to rush
That's
back,
towards
and there's
the
like a
end.
fire. Yeah, towards the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that with
So
Rennick?
it's not. I don't think it's
No,
with Rennick.
okay.
No, because he's inside.
He's chasing. I remember he was chasing me at one point. I'm sure it was chasing me.
Yeah, I thought he. I don't want to give too much away, but I thought he was going to be a lot harder to defeat because there's a trophy to defeat him, but there's not a trophy to defeat any of the others.
Right.
So the entire time that I'm playing this game, I'm thinking this is leading up to a massive boss fight against Rennick, and once I defeated him, I was like, oh, okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was, sort of thing. I was
It's not a hard
okay.
game. It's not hard at all.
No, it's not a hard game. It just gives you those intense moments where, especially because you can look behind you when you're running.
Yeah.
And like, I tried not to use that feature. I didn't want to see what's behind me. But I did when he was chasing me. I looked behind. I was like, you fucking ugly fucker, man. You'll know what I mean, Stephen, when you play it. But yeah, it's just that thought of someone chasing you. You're like, you're trying to run, you're trying to get through gaps, and you know you've got something behind you.
Yeah.
You've got the thing going up on the screen as well, like saying it's close. You're in sort of small, closed off compartments within this rig, like when you're going through like the rooms and the toilets and stuff, and try and go through all these small gaps. It just adds to that intensity of the game. I don't think it was. This is probably one of the lower in terms of like being scary. I think there's going to be a lot scarier games that I play than this. I think this is a good game to start with. If I say to someone getting into horror, this is a perfect game to start with.
It's interesting because I've said it before. I think I just find games scarier because it's you're controlling it.
Yeah, you're in control. Yeah.
And I think I just generally think being chased is probably the scariest thing they can do. And this game feels like a fair amount of that.
Oh, it
Andy,
does, definitely.
In terms of, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is no fighting, there's no combat. It's just you can throw things.
No, it's just
you just distract people. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's like spanners and cans
Yeah.
around that you throw
Yeah.
just to distract the enemy.
So
There's no, you can't damage anyone.
in that sense where there's like no combat and you can't ever hurt them, that's the
Yeah,
Outlast, you have no weapons. Outlast
Oh yeah,
is
yeah.
10 times scarier than this because
You,
yeah,
of the
I'd love
music
for
and
you to
everything
play it.
about it. But this is it is a good entry point, but it's not a not scary game. I've played this and hated being chased by the different people,
yeah, yeah.
and there was
I got
moments
that.
where I am hiding and I know the guys around like patrolling the
Yeah,
area,
Yeah.
and I'm waiting for that moment, and I'm just so worried about leaving at the wrong time, getting caught, and hearing
yeah,
them say my name or chase me. I'm like, fuck, run!
I
That
yeah.
stuff gets
What?
me on edge, and it does it really well.
Yeah, yeah. When I first started it, obviously I didn't know like there was items around that you could throw.
Mm,
And I saw items that said pick up. I was like, what's the point of me picking this up?
mm,
Because at that point I hadn't encountered an enemy where I was like in close quarters with
yeah.
them, and I needed obviously a pass and to go to that door or whatever.
Mm,
Um, so to begin with, I was like basically sitting still, and there was an enemy right in front of me, and I was like, I just put my controller down because he wasn't moving. I was like, I literally had to walk out. It was like almost like a glitch, this one. But I literally, because it was in one of those shipping containers, and it was literally just outside the shipping container, just waiting for me. But it wasn't moving, and I'll just put my controller down, wait a few minutes, and see if it just goes off on its own. And it didn't. And as soon as I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to peg it, because you can run on this game, Stephen. So I went to peg it out of the container. It literally got me straight away. It popped. It came up with that stuff on the screen. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. It made me
I
jump because every time that pops up, it made me jump.
I feel like if Andy ever plays Outlast, he needs to stream that because that will probably be the best stream I've ever watched in my entire life.
yeah.
I also get really worried in a horror game. If you give me like a running button,
Mm,
that's not great. I think like when I watched what we spoke about the mortuary assistant earlier, I think it was Daz that was playing it. He was like, "Why have I been given a running button when I'm in a morgue? I'm just an
yeah.
assistant," and that's not good. That's not a
Yeah.
good sign if a
Yeah.
game gives you a running button.
There are parts in this game, Stephen, where like because you're on an oil rig that's basically like falling apart. There's
Yeah.
like bridges and stuff that are like destroyed. So you have to like jump across. So it gives you the running feature to begin with to jump across
Yeah.
places. Um,
Okay.
but I got the trophy to complete this game. I can't remember exactly, but less than 10 minutes of running. So
Oh, really?
I obviously yeah, I obviously stick around a lot of this game. So it'd be interesting to see when you play it, Steve. I
Yeah.
went to compare my trophies with you, Welchy. I don't know if you played it on
No,
Xbox,
it's
but
Xbox. Yeah.
I was I was
So
like,
what
oh, I wonder if you done that.
you got a trophy what to complete the game by running for less than 10 minutes? Did you
Yeah,
say? Okay.
there's a trophy like that.
Okay.
I want to
But yeah,
check
no,
see
it's a
if I
fun
did
game.
that.
I recommend playing it.
Yeah, it sounds like my kind of game.
It's
You'll
good, and
definitely enjoy it.
it's refreshing. And I remember saying this in my review. I reviewed this on the podcast on my own. I think when I was doing it on my own still.
Yeah,
It's a cast of Scottish people, Stephen, which you just don't get in games. Like I think everyone in
Wow.
the game is Scottish from memory, and it's quite
yeah, yeah,
refreshing for that to be the case.
Yeah. It was
yeah, yeah,
it reminds me of like in Atomfall just having like constant British
Yeah,
accents
yeah,
as you went around and I was like and it was like the same like dude that was like the dad in Horrid Henry and it was like and I couldn't get that out of my head every time the same NPC said the same bits of dialogue over and over again. Sounds like it's a small group of people that have designed the game, and they're
it's a
normally where
small
you get
studio. Although
the
they have
best
made
finds.
something else
Yeah.
before. What did they make before? So I've also got the achievement, Andy. Complete the game without sprinting for more than total 10 minutes.
yeah.
But I'm gonna
So
make sure now
Stephen,
that
you'll have to make sure you
yeah,
get that. Yeah,
I'm not running. I'm not gonna run for a moment apart from jumping. Um, also, actually, I didn't give a score for Amenti, did I? Can't
No,
remember
you
if I
didn't.
did.
No.
I should do that.
Uh, have you given a score for Stories to Deep?
I haven't yet. I probably like this equally as much as Blueprints, so I'll give it 8.5.
Wow, high score.
Yeah, I really liked it. Like, I don't know. The only thing I'm scoring it down on was the actual way that the monsters looked because I thought they could have looked slightly better.
Yeah,
And it's sort of, I know like what their grabbing feature was like part of them. So, but it felt like in a different game, that would be like almost a glitch with the way that their like arms or whatever you want to call them went.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like if they looked scarier, then this might have made it a bit better as well.
Fair enough. And Stephen, do you want to give your score for Amenti?
I think I'm going to give it a 9.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I think the only thing that I could really mark it down for is that I wish it was a little bit longer, but then the fact that it is so short and contained is a positive as well as what I'd be critiquing it for. Because when a game is that short, it like you either really love that experience or you would stop playing if you think it's part of shit. I mean, I had obviously my friend there that was sort of guiding me, so maybe like said, well, maybe if you look at X or Y, so not kind of telling me, but then me going, oh, okay. But other things I found like absolutely fine. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Similar to what you say about Blueprints, where like having Andy there means that you're not just sort of working out what you've got to do. But those type of games are like that anyway. So I was expecting it to be work out what you've got to do. And although I critique games sometimes for like not giving me any indication, for a horror game, that's fine. It's like when I was playing a bit of Silent Hill 2. I love that. You got to find it for yourself. And it's pretty self-explanatory when you get to a point of what you've got to interact with. So yeah, great. I'll highly recommend it, Welchy, to play it and give it a go. I think you'll really like it.
The Still Waits the Deep developer is the Chinese Room. They developed Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. It's not a horror game. Don't know if you remember that. 2015.
No.
And a load of other indie games, including Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, which apparently came out this year. I didn't know that came out. But yeah, they've not made many things out of their list. Still Waits Deep shines for me. That's the one that I would recommend.
Yeah. Is that when did Still Await the Deep come out?
Last year.
So is that the most recent game?
No, Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Oh, okay.
It's this year. But
so it's weird how they can make a game like that and then go on to, because I can picture that being something completely different in terms of the way that it works.
Yeah, it's an action game. I'm surprised this came out because I haven't heard a single thing about it, and I'm surprised it's them because I don't know how they had the time to make this at the same time.
Yeah, true.
But fair enough. Cool. Thanks for doing those reviews, guys. I mean, I've got nothing else to review because I played Black Ops 7, but when I was getting, what's the word? Not bored of Blueprints, but I'd had enough of the puzzles and enough of the runs. Jack was typically in the streams, and we went on Rematch for a bit. And I can't explain how much I love that game. It straight back in, fall in love with it again and again. I want to talk about one match we had in particular because there's one match where we was playing, and I think it was basically straight away, our teammate left, and this is ranked, by the way, so no one joins you unless that person joins back.
Yeah,
and it was just the two of us against three of them, and this might not be the right way around, but this is how I remember this story. We went 1-0 up, and I was like, oh shit, okay, it could be the fluke, and then we defended for our lives, and obviously they got one back, and it would be something stupid, like one of us would make a silly mistake, and it's like, fuck, like, we shouldn't have done that. But I swear down, like as soon as they would score, we would score again and go 2-1 up.
Yeah.
And we was like just cracking up laughing because we was thinking how they must be thinking, like there's two of them, why the fuck are they beating us?
Yeah.
And it would take them ages to get us back to 2-2, and then we'd score again. It was 3-2. I was just crying of laughter the whole game, and then we did eventually lose, I think 4-3. But it was one of those losses you're like, I'll take it because we had them scared. We had them so scared they were going to lose to two people. It's just so much fun, and it's just so easy to pick up and play. It's funny in terms of we were just chatting, so we was laughing at just stories we were telling each other. But then also the gameplay is funny. Like you make mistakes and you laugh about it. It's not too serious. Even in ranked, it's like it's funny.
Yeah.
And I hope that it's going to finish high on our Game of the Year list this year because I love it. I think we all love it. So I think it's at least going to be in the conversation.
We've all played it as well.
I also need to ask, particularly to you, Welchy, and Jack. So I am 25 assists away from getting that platinum. It's taken a long time purely because the teammates that I'm coming up with are just so bad. Like I put it on a plate for them and they fuck it up so many times. So I feel like between now and our Game of the Year podcast, so I want that platinum before we talk about it. I feel like one night on Rematch, and I'll get that easily, having better players that are actually communicating at some point. So if you decide to stream Rematch, pop a chat, let me know, and because I'll get into the point now where I just want to get this done because some nights
Is that
I'll
the
go
only
on
one you
and
need?
like
Assists.
that's the last one. I've done everything else.
I find it so funny that you were the first person to mention the platinum, Stephen, and the last
I
person to get
know
it.
it's right. So because before my like week off, I was on I think 58 assists. So in a couple of weeks, I've gone 58 to 75. Some nights I'm getting like 6, 7 assists, but I've had like now 3 times that I've played where either the team I'm on are just getting absolutely their ass handed to them, or my teammates just can't put the ball back in the net. So then I get pissed off and then I go, right, I'm going to show you how it's done. But that's not what I need. I don't need goals. I need assists. I do a thing where I'm like hitting it right up to the net and it falls back beautifully. Go. Sometimes they score absolute bangers and I'm like, get in. I wish there was like a feature on Rematch where you could type and say, look, I'll give you all the goals. Just get in the box, right? Because that's all I need. The worst one is when they come out a goal and they try and score, and I'm like, pass. And then my player's like, pass. But I'm like, fucking pass me the ball. And so by wasting time, I will then just have games where I'm not getting any assists. But I'm close. I'm so close to getting that platinum. My own fault, being greedy in the early stages has fucked me over because I realised I was very, very greedy. I was just literally going for goal. And yeah, now I don't need that.
I mean, I'm always up for rematch, like any day. Like I fucking love
It's
that game. I think I'm at
I am
47 hours played now.
Decent
what I love.
hours.
Yeah, I'm on like 36 hours played, so I put a lot of time into the game. I think for me, like I think it was Saturday when I wasn't feeling well, but I just decided to distract myself by gaming. Which was funny that I was playing an awful Call of Duty game while feeling poorly at the same time. Not the greatest cure, guys, but whatever. And then once I was like, right, I've got one mission left on Black Ops. It's like 1 in the morning. I'm not doing that now. So I did like Fortnite and I put in like the Discord how many like those barrel of wins, and then I always finish off on Rematch, and it's a lovely way to end your night because even if you're really tired, you can just pick up the game and it just is so effortless
It's a problem though,
to
because
play.
we were playing and it's like, oh, one more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think there was one where
it
Bigsy, it might have been, there was one, there's another, I think there was another game where someone left, but they rejoined, but it was like too late.
Yeah. Okay.
um, or maybe, I can't remember which one it was, but basically Bigsy went, you can't leave on a loss. And we was like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
he's got a
True.
point, we'll do one more. And then we lost again. And we said, Bigsy, I think that
We have
last one we
to
got
go.
fucking smashed. I was like, that's all your fault,
Yeah.
Biggs. Like,
That's
you've
it.
ruined my
Yeah.
night.
it I used to have that all the time in Rocket League. Rocket League was
Yeah.
literally the same example where I would start it late at night and go, right, that's it. But I've just won. And motivation and momentum is key in sport. So we've got to keep going. Then if I lose a game, I now can't log off because I'll just be in bed really annoyed with the fact that I've lost the game. And then you'd look at it be like 3, 4 in the morning. I'd be like, fuck. And Rematch, I mean, Rematch got us for our 24-hour gaming stream,
Yeah.
really. We spent a lot of hours, Andy, on Rematch. And
Yeah.
we
Definitely.
started it at the time where I was really flagging. Like it was really hitting me because I'd never done it before. And Rematch just got me through a really tricky patch because like you came on and again we laugh. I've never laughed so much in so long when we were playing it, just cracking up at some of the funny shit that was happening and you just it's just a fun atmosphere. So you just
Yeah.
start taking the piss. So yeah, it's going to be up there for sure for Game of the Year.
I hope so. We need to wrap up. We've got 5 minutes left, but just a little tease or what are you playing next? Because obviously it sounds like we're all pretty much finished with what we're kind of. Actually, Stephen, you kind
Yeah.
of said yours, Yote,
Yeah,
and
I did actually. If we've only got 5 minutes, I did want to raise just something with you both, if that was all right.
it's gonna be very quick.
Um,
Oh, this
it will
sounds a
be
bit dodgy.
no, it will be okay. Because obviously last week I was poorly for your PS6 predictions, which I did listen to. But you both massively triggered me at one point in that podcast, right? And it was really upsetting because if I had been on the podcast, I would have been able to defend it, but there was no defense there. Your hatred to the disk drives really, really got to me. I was so angry because I was like, guys, you don't understand. Having the option for a disk drive is just so much cheaper. Like the most you'll ever pay for a disk is the same price as it is for the store. And it's mainly reduced. Like I saved £15 on Black Ops 7 alone.
I
Like
knew it was
store
shit.
price. Yeah, that's a bad example. But like store prices stay the same or reduce. Like you can resell games, so you make a good profit.
Do you sell
Like
your
you're
games, Stephen? You
collecting.
collect them though, so you're not going to make any
Yeah, I
money off
do.
them.
I feel
No,
like
but if I
most people
wanted
that
to
buy
I don't
discs
hate
now
disc drives.
are collectors.
Yeah, I don't hate them. I'm just saying I don't need one.
I know, but it's also that the fact that any game that you buy digitally, technically, like you don't own it
I know
because
that.
it could get
I know,
wiped from the stores.
but I don't
Like
mind, and that's why I like subscription
Yeah.
services
I
because I don't own them either.
yeah, I know. I just when you guys were talking about it, I was like, that is so mean to distract. I do think that in like 20 years' time, what we're going to have is like home entertainment systems that are just going to have everything, like your cinema, your game. You're like going to press a button. So like disk drives will be obsolete, but that's not happening anytime soon. Like for PS6,
I think it might be sooner than you think.
PS6 will
also
not come with a disc
In
drive.
terms,
It will come with
no,
yeah,
an
in
you'll
terms
have
of
extra
what we said,
attachment.
yeah,
which is what we said.
it's not going to be like removed completely.
I'm
Like
not
That is
sure
going to
how
be
long it will
removed.
be because it is removed. It's an optional thing.
yeah, it'll be an option, but also like there is a lot of people that still get
I don't
this.
think there
Like
is because
no,
look at the stores. Like games died
right,
because people don't go in there anymore
per-
because they don't buy
perfect,
discs.
perfect example though of that. Ghost Yota's collector's edition, which was like
Yeah, but
£220,
that's
right?
collector's edition. People buying
Yeah,
it to collect it. They're not buying
but
disc
people
versions anymore.
Are you going to
They're
say it's
buying
sold out?
collector's edition.
no, people didn't buy it because they were in uproar that it didn't come with a disc edition of the game. It came with a digital
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
copy,
because it
and
could. You
that
paying
flop.
200 quid, you want a disc.
Yeah, but people were saying that like that shows that people want the disc edition of a game as well as getting that collector's part of it as well. Like a lot of
I
people in
don't think that's a
uproar
good
of
argument
that.
because people buy collector's edition because they want all the collectible bits with it, including the disc. Like they're collecting the disc as well. They're not going to sell it, are they?
I just think when you guys say that hardly anyone plays this, there's a massive community
I,
that's still
I
into disc editions. So
I don't think it's big as you think. Just because you and a couple of friends might buy the disc version, in terms of like the actual community as a whole, and I think it shows it with gaming stores dying that there's not a massive demand for discs anymore. It's just facts.
If I agree, there's people out there, and there's a lot of people, but if it was the majority, then it wouldn't be going the way it's going.
Yeah,
think,
it's literally going that way.
but I think generally that isn't just to do with games. I think like you could like DVDs
Yeah.
now, like
Gaming's the last one
we
to
are,
go, really.
but I still
You're-
think
yeah.
that disc editions for games are like much more popular than like your DVDs, your Blu-rays, your 4Ks. Like it's
I'd argue
I'd
that
argue they're
DVDs
about
probably
the
sell more
same.
than
Yeah, they're both collector's items now to me.
okay. I know I'm ever going to win it because it's 2v1. I'm outgunned, but like you got to show a bit of love for the disc
I don't
edition.
mind if
And they will.
people want
They'll
to
give you a
play.
£50
Yeah,
option.
I don't mind if people want to buy this and play on this. Like for me, I don't mind digital, so it's makes more sense. I'm going to buy a cheaper console because it's digital only, and that saved me £100 off the bat. And then your argument against, oh well, you can sell the games, but most people that are buying this are collecting them. So how many games have you sold? Probably rarely any.
It's like I said,
It's like the ones that
you go to CEX and the PS5 section is small.
Yeah.
And the PS4
But
section
I
is
also-
massive.
And then you can game share with your friends. So you say, yeah, COD on the store is £70. I'm not going to buy that unless I can say to my friend Sam, who I game share with, you want to go half price on this, or I buy COD, he buys FIFA. It balances it out. So you're saying you're paying £50 for COD. I'd be paying £35 for it.
True, but also the only time that I sell games is if I get a game on disc and then it's a pile of shit. Then I've got the opportunity to sell it. Which if I got it on the
So you're
store,
gonna
I
sell
haven't got
Black
the
Ops 7?
opportunity.
Yeah, but I
Well, no,
just
because I've got the steelbook edition of it, so that's a bad example.
Collector's
Okay,
item.
but
We need to
what I mean
wrap
is so.
up.
No, I'm just saying that like
It's
you don't have that option on the digital thing. But
to answer your
I
question,
would.
Welchy, I'm playing Dispatch next.
And I'm either playing Blueprints or Dispatch.
And I'll be Battlefield 6 on my lovely disc edition.
That is it for tonight's episode of the Late Night Gamer podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. What do you think of Blueprints? Have you played Amenti? Let us know in the comments or tag us on socials at the Late Night Pods. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed the episode, please do follow and subscribe wherever you're listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next upload. Which, speaking of, next time, it's an exciting episode. We are predicting the winners at the Game Awards. It's that time of the year. We'll also be predicting some announcements, which Andy's very good at, so you will not want to miss this.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for hanging out with us late tonight. I've been your host, Welchy, joined as always by Andy.
Yeah, thank you as always, guys. It's been a pleasure, and keep on gaming on your digital versions.
You're such a dick.
The literal last 5 minutes of this has gone crazy. And Stephen.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure as always, and looking forward to the next one.
Thank you all for listening, and keep on gaming.